Hi guys, Mr. Gillen here with a quick video to help you through the numeracy sheets, and during this we are going to cover, or we're going to look at, long multiplication and long division, just to give you a quick reminder of the processes involved. So if we have a wee look at this particular question, Ryan earns £17 a day. How much will he earn in a year when he works 312 days? So when I'm doing these, I've identified that it's going to be a multiplying calculation. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set it out just like I would any other multiply calculation. So I'm going to do 312 multiplied by 17. And then if you remember back, we've got different columns for place values. So we've got our units column, we've got our tens column, we've got our hundreds column, and we've got our thousands column. And that will come in handy as we start to work through this. So how do we actually approach this? Well, we're going to almost split the calculation into two parts. The first thing that I'm going to deal with is I'm going to deal with the 7. So I'm going to deal with the 7. And I'm going to carry out the multiplication just like I would if it was a single digit one. So I would do 7 times 2, which gives me 14. Remember, at the back of your jotter, you should still have your multiplication square. If you don't, maybe an idea to write it out again. Then I'm going to do 7 multiplied by 1, which is 7. I've got the 1 that I carried over, so I'm going to add that on, and that gives me 8. And then, last but not least, 7 times 3, which is going to give me 21. And I don't carry that over because there's nothing that comes after the 3. And that's the first step complete. The next thing that I need to deal with is this 1. Now, the reason that we actually write it out this way, and the reason that we include the place values, is because now we can see that the 1 falls in the tens column. So really what we're going to be doing is multiplying by 10. Or the other way we can look at it is we're going to start the multiplication in the tens column. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry it out just like a normal calculation, but the number that I'm multiplying by is in the tens column, so I'm going to start in the tens column. So 1 times 2 is 2. I'm not going to put that under the 4, so I'm going to leave this just now. I'm not going to put that under the 4 because that's in the units column. I'm going to put it in the tens column. Times 1 is 1, and 1 times 3 is 3. So now that I've got that all set out, what do I do with this gap? Well, in this gap, what I'm going to put is a 0. So now I've got two answers, and I really just want to have one answer. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add the two of them together. So I've got 4 add 0 is 4. 8 add 2 is 10. So I'm going to carry the 1 across. 1 add 1 is 2. Add my 1 is 3. And then 2 add 3 is 5. So 17 multiplied by 312 is 5,304. Key thing to remember here is when you're multiplying by the second number, the multiplication starts in the tens column. So when you're doing anything that's multiplying by more than one digit, always write out the place value columns at the top. Okay, so the next one we're going to look at is we're going to divide 1,500 by 30. Now, because these both end in a 0, I can actually do this in two parts. I can divide by 10 and then divide by 3. And this only happens because they are both multiples of 10, so I can divide them both by 10. So I can take the 0 away. So if I set this up, I'm going to write it slightly different. 1,500 divided by 30. Remember back to when we did simplifying fractions, I'm going to divide the top and the bottom by 10, which means I can take off a 0 from the top and the bottom. So now that leaves me with a more familiar and a nicer division sum. And I can go about this the way I usually would. How many times does 3 go into 1? It doesn't, so I'm going to put a 0 at the top there. I'm going to cancel that 1 and I'm going to carry it over. How many times does 3 go into 15? Well, I know by my multiplication table that 3 times 5 is 15, so 3 goes in 5 times into 15. And 3, how many times does it go into 0? It goes in no times. So my answer for that one, 1,500 divided by 30 is 50. So what do we do if the two numbers that we're dividing by, or the numbers that are in our calculation, don't end in 0? Well, we're going to tackle this like we would tackle a normal division sum. What it might be an idea to do is, at the back of your jotter, you might want to write out your 12 and probably your 13 times table, so that you've got them for reference when you're doing any longer division calculations. So let's get this written out before we go any further. If you're able to, it would be brilliant if you are able to include your 11 and 12, and even, to be fair, your 13 times table when you are doing the multiplication square at the back of your jotter, because what it will ultimately allow you to do is you'll start to remember it, just like the rest of your times tables. So that's us get our 12 times table written out just now. Let's have a look at the actual calculation then. So 12 is what we're going to be dividing by. And we're going to look at it the same way that we would look at any division problem. How many times does 12 go into 2? Well, we can't have that. So what we're going to do, same as we would usually do, cancel the 2 out and bring it across, and then put a 0 at the top. How many times then does 12 go into 27? Well, if I look at my multiplication table here, I know that 12 times 2 is 24. And then I can see that 12 times 3 is 36. So 36 is too high. So I can see that 12 goes into 27 2 times. And then 27 take away 24 leaves me with 3 left over. How many times does 12 go into 36? Well, I can see that 12 times 3 is 36, so it goes in 3 times. So hopefully this helps when you're doing your long division. If you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. This is Mr. Gillen signing off. Speak to you all soon.